Hello everyone, my name is Salman Amir and I'm a ccnp student. I've cleared my ccna exam, and I was reading different books from internet, watched some videos, and an idea came into my mind. When we were in university, we used to share knowledge. We used to discuss whatever we have learned with the same field guys. So I thought it's a better idea to record a video and upload it to YouTube. So I'm starting my ccnp videos with the simulator GNS3. So first of all, you guys have to download the GNS3 from GNS3.net, and so I'm going to GNS3. Here we go. That's came up. I've downloaded GNS3 from here. So go to GNS3.net and click the download. It will come up with this page. So I've downloaded the GNS3 version 0.7.4 all-in-one. So it gives me all the dynamics, QEMU, PEMU, PuTTY, and WinPCAP, which is Wireshark. And the installation of GNS3 is quite simple. I've installed the GNS3, and I'll come straight to the GNS3 UI. Okay, when you open the GNS3, it will come with a message. It's two steps, number 1 and number 2. As I've already started that and I've clicked that, I don't want that message to see again at the startup of the GNS3. So I'll go to, when you select the the 1, it will let you to configure and to just select the to configure the preferences. So in preferences, you have to select the project directory, which I've made my projects on the desktop, and the image directory. In fact, the routers you are seeing on the left hand side, in the node types, if you want to work on the specific router, just like C1700, 2600, 2691, you have to have this Cisco IOS image, so that you can just specify a folder that I have that Cisco image in that folder. Please load it from there and it will start working. So that's the folder it looks for where you have the Cisco images. I've selected this. I have a folder where I've uncompressed, I have unzipped the Cisco image over there. And after that, the second step is to go to iOS images and hypervisor. In this, you have to, the value I've the path I've selected over there, that where I have unzipped the iOS images. Now it have the image over there unzipped in the shape in unzipped form. So I have to select here this button, and it will. Yeah, these are the images, unzipped images. I selected one and it came up over here, and then I have you have to simply hit save to save the path, so that it don't ask again next time. And then you have to close this. There's a value of I forgot to mention that the idle PC. Yeah, I've selected the idle PC over here, but you have to, in the start, when you select the image and when you select save, you won't see the idle PC value over here. I'm just copying this one and will tell you what it does. If I bring the router over here, it will take a little time. Okay, now I'm starting the router, and topology summary says that it started now. You have to right click and go to the idle PC, and I've selected already this before recording this video. I was working on that, so it have already selected, but I'm saying to reselect another value, idle PC value. right? It came up with different values, and it is mentioned over here a potentially better idle PC value mark with star static. So you have to select that one and press OK. I'm gonna select the old value which was there, because I've noticed that when I select the value with static one I mean, it's still the performance of the processor is not that good. Idle PC is the purpose we have of the purpose of the idle PC I mean is when you're not working on the router, it shouldn't occupy the whole of the processor, because when you bring the router from this pan to here, when you drag and drop it, you will see from the task manager, if you come to the performance, and you will see now it shows the processor usage 100%, right? But and that's the stuff idle PC, when you select the idle PC value, it won't occupy the whole of the processor. So suppose if I'm selecting idle PC here, another value, because the value I've selected, I think it's still with that value, it occupied the whole of processor. So I'm going to change the value, and as the static one is the better value, so let's, and it's still 100%, right? Let me try to select another value, and suppose I'm selecting this one. It's a non-static value, but let's see if it have any effect on it. Right. Okay. The CPU usage is still 100%. So I'm going to paste that value which I've copied last time over here. So let's see, because I've learned that if you select the value, the static value, it can bring down the CPU usage. Okay, anyway, it's not coming down. Sometimes it's like if I select a different value, it just comes down to even 30-40% of the CPU usage. Okay, so I'll bring another router here, but it's better to select idle PC value, because your computer will be its performance will be very low, and everything gonna take a lot of time. So it's better to select an idle PC value. I'm starting another router, and then I have to make a connection to connect R3 with R4, and here we go, that's connected, both of the router. And if you want to configure the router, you just simply right click and then go to console, hit enter, initial configuration. No, we don't want to go to initial configuration, and it will go to the user exec mode. Yeah, here we go. And now you can do the configuration, like suppose I want to change the router name, host name RTR1, and here we go. That's all about the, like I'm just showing you the basic configuration, like that's just like you're working on a real router. So the rest of like working with other issues, just like in this ccnp course, when we will be working with the BGP and other like MPLS and different diagrams, network diagrams. Over there we will have to like configure every router, and we can also, like the project directory where we have to save our project, you can save the configuration of the router, just like I'm saving configuration over here, copy copy running config to startup config. When you do that, it's like I've stored the configuration, and now when you start again this project, it will have all this configuration saved, so you don't have to go through all this configuration, because in the start I used to just save the project without doing that, and it won't come up with all this configuration, and I have to configure all the routers again and again. But later on, when I did that, when I saved the project in a separate directory, and it usually give you the default directory is the temp directory, where if you save the configuration, it still like if you don't do this, like copy running config to startup config, and if you save the project from file save, it cannot save the router configuration. So you have to do this for future use, so you don't have to go through all these steps again and again of configuration. And the good thing is, if you save the configuration by that way, and if you need a diagram, another diagram, you just simply copy the you bring the routers over here and bring that configuration from that specific folder, and it will be available to you. So it's very quick and easy. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we will go to next video of ccnp. Thank you.